Hello, my desktop publishing students. This is the part 3 now of your databases, and basically I've just touched on the surface of everything, exposing you to it. And the last video finished off where, remember, this was the criteria range from A1 to I2. This was your database from A8 down to I23, and this was your extract range. And now when we made the extract range, we only made it one row, and the reason being is you don't know how many records are going to meet your needs. You might have 10 records, you might only have 2, so you leave it wide open so that the computer can fill in as many records as it wants. If you only selected this, then the computer would only fill in 4 records because you only left 4 rows. Well, you might have had 10 records that met the criteria. So when you do the extract range, you only define the headings, and that's it. Okay, so now something else that you can do in a database is that you can do formulas. Okay, now every formula that you use in a database has to start with a D. All right, D for database. So you've learned sum, you've learned average, you've learned max, you've learned min. So you know them all. You just have to put a D in front of them. So what we're going to do is I want to calculate the average age of the people in your database. So let's go to cell E1. Go Control C to copy it just so you don't spell it wrong. I tell you, I had a student that spelled it Gendre, didn't copy it, and took me for a minute to click in to see what had been done wrong. So this time I told you to copy it, so click in cell K1 and go Control V. And then go to L1 and go Control V. So I put the gender twice, and it's red, has no effect, okay? Now, here I want you to put in a capital F for female, and then in L1 put in a capital M for male. All right, that's going to be our criteria. Okay, that's going to be our criteria. Now in M1, I want you to type in, and you know what, I just thought of something. I'm going to go back, view, zoom, and I should have put it up. Sorry that I did it on the other ones, but I'll put this up. Okay, and I still got room. So here, and I want to type in average female age. So average female age. All right, and press enter. Now, the next one I want to say average male age. So I'm just going to drag mine down. For me, that's the easiest. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take this out and put in a capital M, and that's all I have to type. Right? So I got average female age, average male age. So in N1 now, I want to calculate it. All right? So I told you to use equals and D for databases and then the word average. Okay? Or you could have double clicked on it. That's okay too. So D average, and it says what's your database called? Okay? You never type in database. Remember, press F3 and there's your database selected, and that way you didn't make a mistake, and you see that your database highlights in blue. All right, comma. Now we're looking for the average female age. So what field do we want to take the average of? Well, it has to be a number, so it's the age field. Now you can do it this way. You can go quote AGE quote. All right. And we could also use the number, but I'll do that on the next one. So I'll use the field name here, but you've got to remember to spell it correctly, comma. And now what's the criteria? My criteria is K1 to K2, gender female. All right, close your parentheses and press enter. And the average female age is 38.5, and I'm going to go to my home tab and size it down. Oh, I want to go down to 2 decimal places. So my average age is 38.56. All right, now this time we're going to put in equals D average, open your parentheses, and the database. What's it called? F3. Choose database. Now this time, and put your comma in, I'm not going to put in the field name. I'm going to count the columns. So this last name is 1, first name is 2, higher date is 3, so age is column number 4. So I can say use the field called number, or use field number 4. It's your choice, all right? And I'm going to put in your comma. And what's my criteria? This is male, so I'm highlighting I need gender is the field name and it's male. So L1 to L2, close my parentheses, press enter, and the average male age is a little bit more, 38.83. So very easy. So your formulas don't change. The only thing you have to remember is to put a D in front of them. Okay, so, and you can use, remember if we press F2 here, you can use the field name or you can use the column number, whichever one you want to do. It doesn't matter. All right, go Control S to save. And so now what we'll do is from here we can make a pivot table and we can make a chart. Now, you have never done this before, so this is just going to be a very simple one just to expose you to what it is. So first of all, we need to click in the database. Okay, we're going to click in the database. Now, when you go to the Insert tab, you see a button right here. Now, there's a whole bunch of recommended ones, but we're not getting to that point yet. I just want to keep it simple, okay? So click on Pivot Table. Now, it says select a table or range. And it comes up and it says the only one you have defined is the personnel database A8 to I23. So that's correct. We don't need to change a thing. Also, we want to put it on a new worksheet. I could put it in this one, but I don't want to. I want to put it as a new one, so it's all by itself because it's brand new to you. All right, click OK. And now take a look. You've got a blank screen here that says Pivot Table 1 that's got nothing in it. Over here, it's got pivot table fields, and choose the fields to add to the report. All right, now take a look here. We've got filters. Obviously, they're going to work the same as what we worked before. We've got columns, we've got rows, and we've got values. Okay, so what we want to do first of all is we're going to drag department. So here's department. We're going to drag it to columns. You see that? And now do you see all the department names went across here? Okay. Then we're going to take gender and we're going to drag it to rows. So that means I've got female and male in the rows. Okay, so that's pretty easy. And then you're going to take salary, and the only reason salary has values in it, so you bring it down to values. And now you can see the salaries in the admin department for females and for males and the grand total. You see it for computer, marketing, and so on. You see the grand totals here and the grand total here. Very easy to make a table from your database. It's actually awesome. Now, this time I'm going to tell you, take the gender and drag it up to columns. And now you have admin, female, male, admin, female, male. So just another way of setting it. Now I'm going to say take the department and drag it down to the rows. So do you see how you can sit there and play around until you get the data exactly the way you want it? All right, and this one looks pretty good like that, so I'd say okay, we can leave it like that. All right, so now I want to double click on this sheet name and call it Pivot Table. All right, and press enter. And remember how you drag it over? Remember the black arrow? And so now we've got our personal database there, and we've got our pivot table here. Okay. All right, so now if we want to fix up the numbers here, this isn't anything new to you. You're going to click here in cell B5, hold down your shift key and click in cell D10. Right click, format cells, it's at the top this time, accounting, and we'll go with 2 with a $sign for everything. Widen your columns for starters. Okay, and then for these ones in between, we don't want the $sign, right? So right click, go to format cells and take off your $sign, and you all know how to do that, so that's not hard. So there it is, all set up for you. Now watch. I clicked in a blank cell, your pivot table fields disappear. Click in here, they come back again. So don't call me and say, Lee, I lost my pivot table fields. No, you didn't. Click back in your pivot table and everything's there. Okay, that's good. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to click in cell A3. Okay, and do you see how it says sum of salary? That's not really how you talk. You would say salary totals. So press F2 to edit. Now take out the sum of and go here and put in salary totals, T-O-T-A-L-S, and press enter. So there you've got a better heading for your pivot table. Okay, so now we can also choose a style. Okay, so watch. Go to the Design tab, and you've seen this before, more styles. So you could pick out a style that you like. Anything goes. It doesn't matter, whatever you happen to like. Okay, I want to pick out something that I think you can read better. Maybe just go with this one. It's simple. Okay. Alright, so I'm in my pivot table. I could move these fields around, and remember, this is your columns, this is your rows. I think that's pretty easy, and values, of course, is our salary. Now, do you see the words here, column labels and row labels? Okay, watch. I want to go to the Analyze tab, and do you see field headers? Watch, I'm going to click on them. They're gone. So now you could print out that table. It's perfect. When you want to work on it and remind yourself that those are column labels and row labels, you can put them back on. So on, off, just like a light switch, on, off. All right, you can leave them on because we're not going to print anything at this point in time, so just leave them like that. All right, that's all there is to doing a pivot table. All right, I think I haven't got time to do the chart. Maybe I do. No, I'm going to stop here. I don't. And then I'll come back with part 4 and I'll do your chart. So don't close anything out, just save your work, okay?